Hello everyone, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Gnomoria. When we last left, we were having some problems getting our gnomes to use the training grounds. They were just kind of wandering around, not knowing what to do. It's a bug that runs into every once in a while, and you just kind of have to save your game and exit it and come back in, and they'll start to slowly work their way to these training grounds. As you can see, there's two of our gnomes that have worked their way to the grounds. We got another one coming, I think, and two more on their way, I believe. Yep, see, here they come. And these two will start to fight. You'll see them start fighting. Just a minute. There they go. Oh, no. Time to break for lunch. And so now our next set of gnomes will come in here and slowly fill the void. Well, I think two of them are asleep, so that does create a bit of an issue. But as soon as we get the second crafting dummy, our main squad will be training over here. Let's go ahead and... I want to cancel this job for now. Because what I want him to do is I want him to work on this other hill. I want to make our gatehouse here pretty quickly. So we need to cut out all of these trees over here. I want all these trees cut down. I know it's quite a big job. Especially just for one guy. He's going to have a lot more though, because all of these trees I want gone. And random stuff lying on the ground does increase your kingdom value, so you do have to watch it, but I do want to just knock out all of this hill here and free it out, because I want this just to be an open plain. I'm going to build a gatehouse here with some traps and stuff like that, some dropping traps and stuff. If you drop an enemy, they have trapdoors once you get crafting with the tinker bench and stuff like that. If you drop an enemy, I think more than 6 or 8 squares, it usually instantly kills them. Downside is if a gnome accidentally falls into that trap as well, it'll instantly kill that gnome. So you really have to kind of be careful of what you're doing. Oh, I messed up. Hang on. So one thing you have to watch for is when you're training squads here, I do want my town militia to avoid enemies, but the problem is they won't train when they're avoiding enemies. See, they've got one down here that's just running around, and I'm sure I've got another one. They're supposed to be fighting each other, but instead, they're avoiding enemies. So, what we're going to do is we're going to need to save and quit, maybe. Let's see what they're doing. Are they working their way back in? Looks like they are. Here they come, and they should fight each other now, hopefully. Oh, there we go. So now they're going to start training. They're going to start training. Look at them go. Even though this one has a pickaxe, unfortunately, it shouldn't affect her fighting skill any, I don't think, because under her equipment it shows her carrying a copper pickaxe, but it's not equipped. It's not equipped, so it shouldn't affect her as a weapon. So we'll let her go and see what happens. It should start training her dodge skill. At the very least, her dodge skill is going to go up, and that's all I'm really looking for here. I need him to start dodging everything. I don't care about the rest of it. So our first attack won't really come until summer, I believe. I don't think we'll see any attacks until summer. So you've got plenty of time to knock this hill down, and that's our first goblin attack. Now you can see wild creatures show up, and so that kind of stuff can happen. But our first actual attack won't really show up until later. So we're okay. I see we still got our furnace. We still don't have a billows yet. One of our woodcutter is asleep, and our carpenter's training, so it's unfortunate. We won't get nomads again until the first time of summer too. So that's one of the other things we need to look at building, is we need to get a great hall going. Without a great hall, let's see, we're going to designate a dining room here. We're going to make a way out here. No. Because that's where I want my Great Hall to be eventually. So we need to make a temporary Great Hall. And we're just going to make it over here. As soon as we're done saving the game. We're going to make it right there. Let's extend it out just a little bit. Let's make it all the way. There we go. So this Great Hall, anything put in it, the kingdom value is either doubled or tripled. I can't remember which. So you put a statue here that's worth 100. It's automatically worth 200 or 300, and your kingdom value increases it greatly. So what you want to do is you want to increase your kingdom value to a certain point so you can get some extra nomads to come in. But you also got to watch out and make sure you don't get it too high and you get all sorts of trouble to come in. So let's just replace the floor here. You know, we're just going to do some minor upgrades to this this floor. Let's make some... I can't remember what decorative stone looks like. Let's find out. Decorative stone. That'd probably be okay. But what we're going to do instead, I want to replace the outside floor with... No, not quite like that. I think I might have been looking for smooth stone. Replace floor with smooth stone floor. Yeah, something more like that. Give it just a more classy look. And you got the decorative stone in the middle. And so what they'll do is they'll replace the floor here, and that'll add some kingdom value to us. And see here, she's going to build our second training grounds. We'll set our monks up to be training there a little bit. Who are actually training on our main grounds right now. With wood logs, apparently. I'm not sure why. They're both carrying a wood log. They must have been carrying supplies around, but, you know, I guess they take whatever weapon works. Let's just double check our uniform here. Let's go ahead and make a unarmed uniform and make sure it just says none. Because we don't want anything unarmed. We don't want any weapons or anything because it's going to affect their training. And see, they're slowly going to start replacing this floor here. And already, you know, 30 worth on our Great Hall. And each stone is worth 10. But our value here is going to go up drastically. So we're going to go to this training grounds and make these guys train over here instead. There we go. Now they're going to train two out of the 3 slots of the day, so they'll get better and better and better and better. And see, we're building our furnace now, so we can start make some coal here pretty soon. We've got several other like orange logs and things like that we can use for the furnace. I like to keep my apple wood, and I like to keep my orange wood, or my birch, for later on. And pine is always just a cheap one to use, so I do like to keep my pine going. So I think what we're actually going to do here is we're going to take our carpenter, and I'm going to make her another woodcutter. I'm just going to move her back to be a woodcutter. And the reason I'm going to do that is we do need some wood crafting going on right now, but we have a lot of trees to cut down. And mostly my fault, because I want to clear this area out. But we have a lot of trees to cut down, so I'm going to move her into that position so she'll start cutting some more trees down with our other woodcutter over here, and so we can start clearing this area out quicker. I would assign more people to help, but I don't have any other axes, so I can't do that. So we're good here for now. We're just kind of waiting on... Let's make some coal here. We got some orange wood. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's make 20 pieces of coal out of our orange wood. Since I don't really like orange wood, that'll be okay. And then we're going to need to come over here and we're going to need to make some torches in a little bit. Using a pine stick and coal. And we're going to make it say craft of 5 torches. I want 5 torches on hand. Because you're always going to use torches. Anytime you're underground, anytime you're inside, you need to have a light source. You need to have a torch. And when it's dark, things can spawn, and you don't want that. You don't want the possibility of any random creature just popping out of your base. So we're going to have him start slowly taking this hill off, too. Might as well get him started on it, because it's going to take a while. That's a long project. You can see they're slowly collecting all the dirt up, which is good. I'm going to need them to do that. And so they're going to just lower this whole area. And it's going to take some time. It really will. So we'll just let them work on it. So now we have two groups of people training all at the same time. We got our monks over here who are constantly going to be training. And then we got our just normal everyday crafters over here doing some training while we're waiting. You can see our Great Hall is slowly getting its floor replaced. Adding some value to it so we can get some nomads in. We should be getting our wheat crop coming in here pretty soon. I'm not sure exactly when it'll come in, but we'll see it pop up here in a little bit. Then we'll be able to harvest that wheat. See, we're collecting our dirt stores and throwing it in here. Somebody left their pickaxe lying around. They must have gone to fight. Let's see how much straw we have left. 14 straw left. So it should be pretty... let's say it's not too long off because he's going to get some food here. So now we're going to have 13 straw. So we just keep going here and slowly watch as our city, our kingdom starts building itself. Kind of one of those things, you know, I play a lot of city builders and there is a lot of downtime in those games. And so you just kind of pilling around, watching things happen. It does get a little unfortunate, but it happens. So I just I picked Gnomoria to start with as a Let's Play thing. It was a game I always enjoyed, although it is a bit of a smaller, I hate to say smaller market, but just smaller fan base. It seems to be a pretty dedicated fan base going by the forums. You know, I browse there quite often, and RoboBop, he's always on the forums. I mean, he's a big communicator with the community. That sounds funny and it's kind of weird to say, but he's big with the community. He will communicate changes he's doing. He'll, you know, you post an idea, you'll have to hear somebody respond to it. There's a couple other people on the forums that are, you know, moderators and things like that. They're really good about stuff. You can ask questions, help. But overall, the game itself was just a lot of fun. I enjoyed playing it. It's like I enjoyed playing all the city builder games. You know, even though SimCity 2013, SimCity 5 to others was, unfortunately, it was a bit of a disappointment in the way they handled it. It was still a decent game. You know, you can still enjoy it. But you know, then you get a game like City Skylines that comes out, and it was just everything that SimCity should have been. It was amazing. And so I'm going to do some videos on that. I'm kind of picking and choosing just a bunch of different random games. What I want to do is I want to do some videos on different genres. You know, I'm going to play some Fallout here in a little bit, and probably record some of my playthroughs on that. Getting ready for Fallout 4. It was just just announced. I'm going to get ready and start The Witcher sometime. I'm really excited for that. It looks like just an amazing game, so I'm really excited to see that one. And some of those videos like that, like this game, you know, I'm not gonna probably do a lot of editing, although like right now it's a very dull time in the game. You're just kind of watching them fight and watching them cut down trees. It's not very exciting, but you know, some of the other videos I might kind of cut out and trim down a little bit, like especially Fallout. Like you're walking between towns, it's pretty boring to watch somebody just walk between two towns in Fallout. Skyrim would be the same way. You know, you're just kind of traveling around, and while there's a ton of stuff to do in between towns, for the most part, that's what you're doing, is you're just watching people run around. So I feel I'll probably do a little bit of editing on those, kind of trim out the dead zones, and this one here probably should have been trimmed out. But like I said, I'm going to try and do as little editing as possible in these Gnomoria videos, so that you can kind of watch just everything progress. I see a lot of people that do stuff off screen, stuff like that, and I might kind of pick up into that. You know, I've got some inspiration from several people. Skystorm is a big one. I highly recommend watching any of his videos. He's always hilarious for me, and he does a lot of the same videos, Banished and SimCity and City Skylines. There was another one I watched that did a lot of Gnomoria stuff that was Splattercat. He did a lot of really good videos too. And so some of those were really inspiration in some of these videos that I'm doing. You know, I've played some Minecraft before. I might get back into that eventually. But I really just wanted to get into the Let's Plays. They were always just such a fascinating thing for me. So I just kind of decided, you know what, let's just do it. Let's get started. So, what better time than now, right? So as we watch our gnomes progress and just listen to me ramble on about random stuff, you know? What better way to handle your day? So we should be getting pretty close here. When our guys are awake, it goes a lot quicker. So they're slowly, you watch them, you know, as I'm rambling on. So he's working over here, and what we might need to do is we might need to cancel some of these trees, because he's going to work over here. We don't need that right now. That's one of the things that's kind of unfortunate is the levels sometimes don't work out that well. Like, I want to cancel jobs, but I want to cancel jobs like all of these trees. And in order to do that, I have to click on the right level. Otherwise, it doesn't cancel the job correctly. So like right there, trying to cancel that job, and it's not working. Nope, that was unfortunate. Sometimes I gotta remember the camera controls. We'll let him cut that tree down. That's not going to hurt. While I go and concentrate over here. So you got to just get the right level in order to cancel it. To cut the trees down, you don't have to worry about it. They'll cut down trees on any level you want. But to cancel that job, it's got to be the exact right level. So sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not. Like right now, I want to cancel all of these trees because I don't want him worrying about these while I need that other little hill knocked out. I got other jobs that need to be done first. But he's going to worry about these. He's so worried about them, and I can't have it. There we go. All right, let's make sure we get these other trees taken out of here first. As soon as my miners wake up, they'll start working on knocking the rest of this stuff out. I need to work on digging some more ground down, but I want some more torches. You know, we got to make some torches and stuff like that, which will be a while because we're still going to be doing a lot of wood cutting and various things like that. You see our training is progressing really well as our miner is the only one there. Same thing with our monk. Our other monk is asleep. But look, we've got to dodge up to 18, and so that's a good start. Let's see here. Where's Zilpin? And so we've got to dodge to 13. So Zilpin started with 9, progressed to 13. It's a slow progression, but as they get more skills, they'll start doing more stuff. You know, because they're training both their unarmed skill, their unarmed dodge, and they're also training their fighting skill. And so as their fighting skill goes up, that means they're going to attack more, and they're going to need to dodge more, and so it'll start increasing dramatically. If I can talk, that would be a big thing, especially when I'm talking to all you fine folks out there. It'll increase dramatically. I still can't talk for some reason, but it'll go up a lot quicker once the rest of those skills are higher. So you start. One of the good things to do is you take a new person and you train him with a monk who's been training in unarmed, or you know, someone who's been training in unarmed and has a high fighting skill and a high dodge skill. Their skills are going to go up super fast to start with because that other character is so much higher than they are. Eventually, it'll kind of slow down, but to start with, it's a huge increase. So we see one of our woodcutters is back here. I think that's all right here. Nope, Wizzlo. So she's progressing. Looks like we might have run out of some marble blocks here. Might have run out of marble stone. No, we got marble. She's making it slowly. We'll go ahead and just double time this real quick. Look how fast they move. They're just so speedy. The double time's good for tall times. I should have used this earlier, you know, kind of a dead zone time. So it's good to make a move just twice as fast. Get these jobs done quicker is what it is. So we're going to do some more ramp down work over here. As soon as they finish cutting down the rest of these trees, we'll do some more ramp down work. And so ramp down usually works better than using the command dig a hole, because digging a hole creates those sharp sides on the edges. And a gnome can't walk up those sharp sides, but you can walk up those ramps. So it works out better to do a ramp down option most of the time. Look, we finished off that section. Now she's going to go cut these trees back here because we need to build a wall back here. Good for her. I'm glad that I forgot about it. I'm glad she remembered. We're going to build a soil wall here. It's not going to be fancy, but it's going to be just a barrier to getting through this area. That's all it's for. Just making it as a barrier. So then we're going to start working on the rest of these trees here. Now that we got that big job done, we can start finishing off some of this stuff. Like I said, eventually we're going to work on cutting all this hill off. Hopefully before fall, really. It's my ideal thing is to have all this cut down before summer, really. And then I can start knocking this hill down. As soon as they get working on this stuff. I'm not sure where my... Oh, because there's a stone cutter and she's cutting stone for this. We're going to go ahead and change that, just like the other one. I don't need the stone cutter as much right now. I need the miner. So we're going to go ahead and put her back to a miner. She's going to come start working on this stuff here. There we go. Alright. Let's double time it, gnomes. So we got him cutting down these trees over here. What he wanted to do earlier, but I just wouldn't let him. I'm a cruel overlord. Cruel, cruel, cruel. So eventually what we're going to do is we're going to build some underground bedrooms here for our barracks and our fighting gnomes. So they're always right at the front. That's all they're going to do is be fighting gnomes. They're always going to be training and always going to be sitting right here. So we're going to work on getting that going here pretty soon. And so it'll be like not necessarily a grand entryway. It won't be super exciting, but it'll be a bit of a defensible position where I can keep my gnomes safe. And so we'll see here. We're going to go... We want to dig down to this first level here. I need to figure out exactly where my center position is. A lot of this is really hard to do until I get this centerpiece knocked out. Because I don't know exactly, you know, where I'm going to be. So we really need to wait for our miners to start knocking that stuff out. So this miner fell asleep, but our other miner came in and worked, so... That's kind of the way it goes. I'm still waiting on that wheat crop. That's the thing we're really waiting for. Until we get that wheat crop. We're kind of just in and out. As soon as we get that wheat crop in, we can start making beds for everybody. Our sleep schedules will even out, and they'll be better off for all of it. I can start making some ambassador rooms, so we can get an ambassador here. We can start trading with other kingdoms. Hopefully we unlock a good kingdom to trade with, because you can really get an unfortunate kingdom. Right now we've got a merchant state, which you always start with. They just have a variety of everything. You know, you've got yaks and emus, and they just got a little bit of everything. They've got wood and stone and food, and you could basically trade anything to them, and they'll take it all. You've got some lumber camps that are basically just have wood. You won't get anything else but wood from them. You've got mining colonies where you're going to get metal and stone from. Several different options. There's a agriculture state, I think, that's just basically farming supplies. So that's another one you're going to find and run into. So it all depends on what you need. Usually a mining one is like the perfect one to get for your first or second one. If you don't get a mining one for one of those, you're going to be really in trouble, because while you can mine all of your metal, and you can get quite a bit mining underground, if you find a mining state or a mining colony as one of your trading partners, you can speed your production up drastically. You could just make it go so much faster because you don't have to dig deep to get those precious metals. All you got to do is just protect yourself on the surface until a trader comes, and you get those precious metals from a trader, and you just keep going. So that's a big one to have. So you can see we're slowly knocking out the rest of this. We're still training. Our Great Hall's progressing a little bit, piece by piece. Our miners are both working over here, so we're not getting quite as much done as far as that's concerned. But, you know, our Great Hall's up to 570 Great Worth, so that's okay. You know, if we build some statues and place them in there, our worth will go up too. And we're going to get quite a bit of worth. Our kingdom value is going to go up because we're cutting down all these trees over here. You know, there'll be some birch trees and various wood that's just lying on the ground. It's still, even though it's just lying on the ground, it still counts for value for us. So you got to kind of watch that sometimes. So I hope that didn't show up in there. I just had to move some windows around on my desktop. I couldn't see something. So if it did, I apologize. It wasn't my intention to spam you guys up with stuff. So let's see here. About one. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So we need to start mine. I've done some research on exactly where I need to dig some areas out in, and so I'm just kind of comparing that to what I'm actually looking at on the map to make sure I'm going to do it right. I've had several times where I've had to rebuild my base because I screwed up, and that does not make for a good time. So you're gonna see me do some counting and stuff, making sure I got it all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So what this is going to be is it's going to be a 5x5 room here, and another 5x5 room here. We're going to have a hallway here, and so we're going to be a door to each of these rooms here. We're going to have another 5x5 room here, and another 5x room here. We're going to have another 5x5 room here. And this is just going to be an open area. Let me make sure I got that right. Yep. All right. All right. So that's that. Then we're going to do a room that kind of stretches basically the length of this whole thing. And it's going to be several blocks wide. Let's see, I think it's going to be 9 blocks wide. And that should be... If I do it here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, look at that. We're right centered where our bridge is, which is exactly where we should be. Too many times I do that, and it's not, and it's such a nightmare to rearrange. And a lot of times, yeah, you just got to kind of go with it. Everyone will just say, go with it. I'm too much of a planner. That's my problem with a lot of these city games is if I screw up just one little city block, I gotta redo the whole thing because I like to have my symmetrical pieces. It's all got to be as even as possible. See, like this, you know, it's a perfectly mirrored design. You know, that kind of stuff. It's got to match, and that's kind of a problem for me. I figure out how to make it work, but you know, that's what it is. So that's going to be our first level here. There's going to be 10 rooms on the first level, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to just duplicate this design on the next level. Make another 5x5, another 5x5, and a long hallway. And so basically there's going to be room for 20 different guards in this barracks. It'll be a while before we see 20 guards in this barracks, but it'll be there for when we want it. There we go. And see right there, we already almost ran into a problem because of this one block down here. Because we got to worry about that one block because we don't want it to flood our base. It should be fine, but that's just the little things that trying to make sure you get the right plan set up. You got to really be careful. So I'm going to do another 5x5, another 5x5, stretch it all the way out, another 5x5, boom, boom, boom. Look at that. There we go. So eventually this will all get dug out. For now, we're not going to really worry about it. I just want the designs laid out so I know exactly where I need to dig. I wish I could fill in that one block, but unfortunately being way down here, it's impossible. It is just absolutely impossible. I could dig it out, try and fill that block real quick, but the water rushing in will probably flood anything that I'm doing and kill the gnome that's there. So the only other thing I could do is I could move this whole thing out one more, but it'll be all right. I will survive. I'd start singing for you the song I'll survive, but I just don't think you want me to do that. It just would not end very well for anyone in that matter. I am not a singer. But so while these guys are working here, we're going to stop this video and pick up on the next one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.